Hello everyone and welcome back to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today's video is a big one. Now I'm not sure if I'll cover everything, but I've covered as much as I could come to my brain, and this is going to be the ultimate beginner's guide to Escape from Tarkov. Now when I say beginner's guide, this is aimed at basically if you've come from Apex, Valorant, Fortnite, Call of Duty, and you come into Escape from Tarkov, never playing a survival game before. This video is going to be for you because there are some major differences between those games and Tarkov. Tarkov is not like anything you've seen before. It's the realest shit there is out there. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So now all these things that I'm going to go through, they're in no particular order. It's just things that just came to my head and I wrote down. And so yeah, it's not going to be like in a specific order or anything. It's just things that you should be very much aware of when you're coming into Tarkov for the first time. So starting off with items. So as you can see, we're in the menu here in Tarkov. This is the trader that is known as Prapor. There's going to be 6 traders in this game. When you start this game, there'll only be 5. You've got to unlock 1 by doing a task from another one. But here, as you can see, all these items here, when you start the game, they will be blacked out and there'll be nothing there. And you have to examine it. So you can either right click here and the examine will come up here and you can examine the item and it will examine it, or you can hold down the mouse wheel and that will examine the item. You get some XP for that, and XP in this game is absolutely crucial. That's the first thing you should always do when you start a new wipe or when you first start playing this game. Go to every trader and examine every single item that they have. Do all of them one by one, and then you'll get a lot of XP. That should get you to level 2 or just level you up in any way. Next on the list is gun presets. Now, unlike Call of Duty, making your gun in Tarkov, your loadout or whatever, is so much more intricate. In Call of Duty, you got like 5 attachments and you don't really worry about bullets. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, they have added bullets into it, but from my playing of multiplayer, it doesn't really affect the game that much. It only gives you a little bit of advantage depending on your bullets a little bit, until you get like you've locked literally every bullet unlocked. But on Tarkov, it's essential. So on the presets here, basically this is how you do a preset. So what you will do is pick a gun you want to make. So right here we got, you can go to the Lone Star. Okay, so you got, that's one, and then you got the stock preset. That's the one you're going to click on if you have the gun unlocked. Now it's another thing in presets that you probably won't find many videos will tell you elsewhere. See, all these parts, as you can see, is an absolute monster amount of attachments here. But all of these parts, when you drop down here and you see the parts for the gun that you want to put on the gun, etc., it's only going to show parts that have been examined by you. So if you haven't examined a specific part, it will not show up in your list. That is why it's essential that you examine every item that you can. But yeah, so here you go. You got your gun here. You can change the silencer here. So you got the cylinder, okay? The attachment thing here. So you put that on, bosh, and now you can put your silencer on. You can bung on certain guns. You can just bung a silencer on it, but on most of them, you need a muzzle brake first. So you bung on the one I got on there. That's a muzzle brake. There are a few others. You bung it on, then that will enable you to put your silencer on. Then you've got here, you got rails here that you have to put on here if you want to put a handguard on. You know, the most popular handguard at the moment is this one. Other ones that players like to use is that one here. But these attachments are really expensive. But yeah, presets are everything. When you're playing Tarkov, there's a reason why you see players with so much rubles in their account, because you need to be a millionaire in the game to consistently build great guns that can increase your chances of not dying in the game. So yeah, presets is essential in this game. Learn your presets, learn to build perfect guns and everything. Now, before I move on to the next thing, with Tarkov, recoil is essential because these guns are very realistic. If you just pick up the stock weapon with no attachments, your first shot is going to spin up in the air. The first one is your arm's going to swing upwards, and it won't be very good to recoil. So you have to keep an eye out on your horizontal recoil and your vertical recoil, as well as your ergonomic and your weight. So no other game has this problem. So if your gun is too heavy, it will slow down the speed that you're moving at. So you got to keep an eye on the weight of the gun, and the ergonomics is essential as well. The higher ergonomics, the better, but sometimes it will be at the cost of your recoil. So you have to be careful there. It tells you what type of fire it is, the bullets you got to look for, and this fire rate and everything. It's all there. So make sure when you're making your preset and you see this little info thing here, make sure you click it, have it open at all times in a corner somewhere so you can see every change to your weapon that your attachment is making. So that's presets, and I'm going to move on now. Next on the list is maps. Now, Fortnite, Warzone, Apex got all little mini maps in the corners. Look down here, you already have a little mini map here. You're not going to get that in Tarkov. No way. So on Tarkov, this is how we get around this maps. We go to external websites and create and have maps out from them websites. Because Tarkov have maps, but they're very vague, and they're just, quite frankly, they're not good enough for what we need. So learn the maps as quick as you can. As you can see here on Escape from Tarkov, there are many different maps to go to here. You can go to. You got Shoreline, Lighthouse, Reserve, Factory, Woods, Customs, Interchange, and the new one, Streets of Tarkov. Everyone has a different map, so you need to know those maps. So the best place that I use is a website called mapgenie.io/Tarkov/map/customs. And basically you open this sidebar and it's got all the maps here. Now the ones that say WIP, they ones means it's for upgraded memberships, but the memberships are incredibly cheap. I think it's like $5 or $10 for lifetime subscription. So as you can see, real cheap, and you always get access to these maps. And it's got all the maps on here. As you can see, look, it's got all the loot and stuff. You take that off, you can it's got everything on here. Look, you can just click on which one what things you want. So if I want to know where all the caches are, click on that, and it shows me where all the caches are on the map. And you always got to have locations on, as you see here, so you know where you are. And this is how you're going to learn the maps, guys. You are going to learn the maps by basically having these maps up on a screen, and then having your game on a different screen, and then looking out for points of interest on the map, and then you can see where you are on the map, and that's how you're going to learn. You got to do this all in offline mode. I would definitely say don't do this in raid. You're going to die. But learn the map. If you're not sure about this game, learn one map in offline mode until you're pretty certain you know where everything is on that map, and then go into a raid on that map. Me personally, I learned on customs. I just kept going into Scav raids and offline mode until I was comfortable with customs and I knew what all the extracts were, and then I went into a PMC raid, because I didn't just want to jump in, you know, like a psychopath and just lose everything straight away. To learn your map. Next thing, when you go in, do not take everything into raid. So I know there will be people with egos that are completely insane, and they will start the game for the very first time, put their name in, go to their stash, see that the stash has been put in there, bang on the USEC armor vest, take their best gun, their best backpack, everything, and then lose it in the first ever raid they play. Don't take everything into raid. It's unnecessary, and it's just it's not worth your time, because you're probably going to lose it on your first raid. Unless you're an experienced player like Rangar, you know, Landmark, Pestily. Unless you're one of those guys, don't take everything into raid, because you're probably going to lose it. Loot. Don't sell everything you get from a raid. Don't sell all the loot that you make from a raid, because some of that loot is going to be essential to Tarkov tasks further down the line. One of the best advices I ever got for starting a new wipe was go and find the list of all loot items that are for every quest in Tarkov, and basically keep those items until you give them over for a quest. Do not sell those items. And I have done that so many times, and it has leveled me up so quick. It is unreal. So on here, we are on the Escape from Tarkov wiki, and it's literally got JPEGs here. This is a JPEG right now. This is the quest line for all the quests in the game. So save this, keep this spare, and then every time you finish a quest, cross it out so you can see where you are in the quest line. And the next one we got here, this is the big one. I have this one saved to the side. This is every single piece of loot that you are going to need throughout all the Tarkov quests in the game. And what I did was I have this picture up on another screen on Paint, and every time I get an item, I cross it off so that I know I've got that item for that quest and I don't have to worry about it. If you go into a task and they're like, okay, you need a gold watch and a gold skull, and you don't have it, you're now going into raid trying to find those items. And trust me when I say this, if it's a handing over item and you don't have it and you're going into raid trying to find it, 100% of the time you ain't gonna find it for ages. This is exactly how this game works. Like when we start the first quests with a therapist, she wants these. Okay, she wants these cellular kits here. They are literally invisible at the beginning of the one. Nobody finds them. It's so annoying. It's unreal. No one ever finds them at the beginning of the new wipe, and it irritates everyone. So you do not want to have to go into a task trying to find an item in raid, because you always be going through like 100 raids before you find that item. It's so irritating. It's unreal. It's just like the game's just fucking with you. It's like, oh yeah, you want that item now? You ain't getting it. We're gonna make sure it takes you forever to find this item. Like one of the most difficult things I've always found to find is these items here. Flash drives. I can't tell you how many times, yeah, I have been waiting like 100 to 150 raids trying to find these friggin' flash drives. They're never anywhere to be seen. Now, basically, once you have them, I assure you, you're going to find them in every safe. You're going to find them in the filing cabinets. You'll find them everywhere. But when you need to find them, you won't find them anywhere. So yeah, don't sell every loot. Make sure you're keeping the loot that is essential for Tarkov Quest. Now, when starting the game, you'll notice that you have to pick a side. The USEC side, which is the American military, and then the Bear side, which is basically the Russian military. Now, I know a lot of people, we were wondering, well, what's the difference? Okay, overall, there is no bloody difference at all. But there are subtle differences. So, if you're a player that likes to play with an M4, pick USEC, because when you pick USEC, they give you a couple of M4s in your opening stash. But if you like AKs, pick Bear, because Bear come with a couple of AKs. So that's pretty much the difference. I mean, there's a few subtle differences. On the Lighthouse map, it's a USEC map. So if you're a Bear on that map, any USEC scav is gonna go for you straight away. You got the rogues on that map will go for you. So yeah, it doesn't really matter who you choose, other than the two differences I have just said there. So yeah. Now, if you haven't bought the game yet, and you'll go onto the Escape from Website site here, as you can see, and you will notice a few things. There isn't just one version of this game. There are a few. So straight out the bat, you have got the standard edition, which gives you the game and some loot. And then you've got Left Behind decision. You get a little bit more loot, bit more cash to start off with. And then there's the Prepare to Escape loot. You get a bit more loot again. The loot increases and the stash size increases. But this is the big daddy. This is the one all the big boys go for. It's very expensive. But the great thing about this game is, if you buy the standard edition, you can upgrade at a later date to the Edge of Darkness edition. So that is what's really good about it. And you get the most loot that you can get in any editions in this one. You get a better starting off melee weapon. You get a much larger secure container, and I'll explain those in a minute. And you get more money, as well as getting the largest possible stash that you can possibly have. So this here is your stash. So you see how far that goes down? That's your stash. Now, if you get Edge of Darkness version, this is how long your stash is going to be. If you don't get Edge of Darkness version, I think you can scroll down once on the standard version, and that's pretty much it. And this is secure containers. Now, this is the size of your secure container on Edge of Darkness. It's the Gamma one. On Alpha one, which is for standard versions, and Left Behind version, I think it is, it's only 4 slots. So it's basically the size of this Grizzly Medikit here. So if you're going to be playing Tarkov quite a lot, then I would consider investing in the Edge of Darkness version, because it's going to help you a lot in the long run when playing this game. Next on the list, meds. Meds. Now, Call of Duty players, this, you don't need to worry about me explaining meds to you from your game. Call of Duty doesn't really have any meds. So this is where, so Call of Duty players, this is going to be their first experience of using any meds. So they don't have nothing they're used to. This is for Apex and Fortnite players. This shit is going to trip you up. And it's going to trip you up because of what you're used to. So on Fortnite, everyone knows you got the med mist. You spray this on yourself and it heals you up. You got the good old Medikit, and you've also got the bandage. Heals you up, no trouble. Any of them work. Bash, boom. On Tarkov, oh no. Not so simple. On Tarkov, is an absolute nightmare. So first things first, you got these injectors. They all have different effects, more stamina, health regeneration, etc. And then you've got the car packs. They heal you up to a certain degree. You got the IFAKs, also heal you up to a certain degree. You got the cellular kits, another ones, heal you up to a certain degree. You've got painkillers in the game. You have morphine in the game. But this is where it will trip you up. Depending on the injury, the level of bleeding, because you have light bleeding and heavy bleeding, depending on the fracture of your leg, a broken arm. If you've got a broken body part and it's blacked out, you're gonna need this. And then once you've used that, you're gonna need a Medikit afterward to complete the healing process. There is no one medikit that heals everything. You need different things for different problems. If you've got light bleeding, heavy bleeding, fracture, and broken bones, you're gonna need this guy, you're gonna need that guy, you're gonna need that guy, you're gonna need one of them. You're gonna need all these different things. It's crazy, except for one thing. This guy here is quite possibly the best medikit in the game. Now, the only thing that this will not heal is a blacked out body part. If your body part on your body that comes up here during a raid, if it is blacked out, this guy can't help you. You need the CMS kit first. Use the CMS kit, then it will say like you got 1 HP in that body part, and then you drag this onto that body part and it will completely heal it. This is the best medikit in the game. There's just one problem with it. As you can tell, it takes up 4 slots compared to the others 1 or 2 slots. So yeah, it's going to take up a lot of your space, and it's the most expensive to get. It's around 30,000 rubles on the flea market, and the traders, some of the traders got really good barter trades for it. So yeah, medikits in this game, healing is nothing like any other game you've seen. And those are not the only things that you can die from. You can die from dehydration and exhaustion. So you see this here? This is your, basically, this is your energy, and that is your level of dehydration. Once these both go down to 5, if you ain't got no food or drink on you, you're dead. That's right. You can die of exhaustion or dehydration in this game. Once you finish every single raid, eat something. Get that back to 100. Get that back to 100. Because if you don't, and you go into another raid, you're going to die of exhaustion. It's so brutal. And that's not all. You could go into a raid like this, 110, 100, start the raid, but you're camping. You'll die of exhaustion from camping. I kid you not. You can get exhaustion in this game from not moving. You could have 110 fatigue energy level, and just because you've not moved for 5-10 minutes, that will drop down to about 35. That's why you see a lot of players taking either painkillers or food and drink with them on raids, because you're gonna need it at some point. And if you're a camper, you're gonna need a lot of it, because you're gonna die of exhaustion just from sitting still. But yeah, that's how crazy and realistic this freaking game is. Next thing, shooting your gun. Okay, so shooting gun wise, on Tarkov, we all ADS. We all look for our scope when we shoot our gun to get the perfect angle. Fortnite, you do the same thing as well, because in those two games, Hipfire isn't the best. And on Apex, probably everyone does the same as well. I know I do. On Tarkov, watch a few streams, you'll notice almost every Tarkov streamer very rarely ADSs unless they're using the sniper. If they're not using a marksman rifle or a sniper, it's Hipfire. That's all we do. And that's why everyone's got lasers on their guns, so they can get accurate Hipfire. On this game, Hipfire is more accurate than looking for than ADSing. And it's crazy to think. I mean, if you come from all these other games, your natural instinct would be to just ADS in this game. Do not do that. Hipfire is the way. Now, this is why Hipfire is the way. This game has FPS problems. Frames per second on this game is just, it doesn't matter what PC you got, you're probably going to have some sort of struggles with FPS at some point in your game. And you got to tweak your graphic settings to increase your FPS. So, with that in mind, players have figured out if I ADS, it's going to limit my reaction time. So no ADS. And when you just Hipfire in this game, your reactions will be so much quicker. And it increases your chance of killing your opponent. But just Hipfiring and not doing ADS. So when you come into this game, Hipfire is now your new best friend. Become great at it, because it could save your life. Next, ammo has never been so important in your life. See, when you've played these other games, ammo is irrelevant. Not on Tarkov. Look at all the different ammo that you gotta use. It depends on your gun, your magazine, what ammo you have to use, but you cannot use 2 of the same ammos for 2 different types of guns. It's not like these other guns where you just pick up, oh, big ammo, medium ammo. This is not Fortnite. This is serious. It's realistic. And any ammo won't do. Just because it fits your gun does not mean the ammo is right for you. Now, the best example of this I can give you is probably shotgun ammo. So here we go. I think this is the one, the buckshot, right? This is buckshot shotgun ammo. Probably the most common ammo in this game. It's the one that all the scavs have on them, and that's basically in all the shotguns. It ain't the best ammo. The best ammo in this game for shotgun is the AP-20. This guy is, I don't want to swear, but he's a freaking bastard. This is one of the scav bosses has this on him, and you can't actually buy this ammo. You have to craft it in your hideout, and you have to be at a certain level to be able to craft this ammo. That's the only way you get it. It's an armor piercing slug. It literally rips through armors like it's not even there. This ammo is dangerous. You see, I used to go into games with all these high-tech assault rifles. Then I realized, no, I'm going to get a long shotgun with a silencer, bang this ammo in it, and I can snipe people. That is right. You can snipe people in this game with a shotgun. It's madness. And this one is a one tap. You get them in the head with this. There is no helmet that's going to stop this. One shot with this AP, they're down. So as you can see, ammo is essential to this game. Learn the ammo, do your research on Google or wherever, any friends that you know that play this game, and figure out what is the best ammo for you to use. Because you don't want to have a situation where you've got your ammo box here with a bunch of, random crappy ammos in there that's useless to you, and you could be making some money off it. So sell the shit ammo and stock up on the great ammo. Next, keys and key cards. So as you can see here, these are all keys in the game. Not every door, in this game is unlocked. Some of them will be hidden behind locked doors, and you've got to get your hands on the keys. Now, you can either find the keys in the game, which are usually on Scavs' dead bodies, in coats that you see randomly around the game, and other places like that. Most commonly, you're probably going to buy your keys off the flea market, and they're not cheap. So you take this key right here, go on the flea market, 80,000. That's nothing. Okay, just get rid of that. See, a lot of these keys here are going to be used for quests. You're going to need that key to complete a quest. And this is where it becomes a problem. When it's a quest key, people selling on the flea market are trying to pull your pants down. Look at this key right here. Look at the price of that key. That is a lot of your money that you got. And you may find yourself in a situation where you have no choice but to spend that because you need to complete that quest. Look, these keys, they ain't cheap. It's very expensive. So you're going to have to buy it at some point. So keys are essential. Know what keys you need. Do your research on all the quests and what keys are needed for each quest. Write down that list of keys and make sure you get those keys as quick as possible. If you can find them in raid, that's awesome. But if you can't, then you're going to have to do some, a lot of scav raids, getting up your rubles so you can afford to buy all these keys. And then you got the key cards. Majority of the time, people are not selling them for rubles anymore. They're doing trades, I mean, I don't know who's got 30 lead X's to trade for a blue key card, but apparently someone has. But yeah, so keys and key cards are really essential. You can't just go into any door. You're going to need the keys and key cards. And the key cards, they are not for normal maps. They are only for one map. The key cards are for labs. You need a key card just to play that map. So you need to have a labs entry key card on you when you click on labs. Now it won't let you play it if you don't have a key card. As you can see here, I don't have a key card on me. There you go. You need the key card in your inventory. Next, cheaters. This game's got cheaters, bro. A lot of cheaters. But they tend to go to specific maps on this game. So I'm going to tell you the maps that they are most commonly go to, and just avoid those maps unless you have a task there. And if you avoid those maps, you're less likely to run into a cheater. And if you do die to someone, it's a bit suspect. It's probably just a bug in this game, because this game's got a hell of a lot of bugs. So where are these cheaters? Cheaters go to labs, because the lab has literally got the best loot in the game. Some of the most high tier loot that sell for the most. So that's where they're going to go most of the time. Factory has also got a lot of cheaters, and it's literally where players go for PvP. If you want to go there and fight against other players, you go to Factory, because that's where they all go. And the most recent one where a lot of cheaters have been found is Lighthouse. Because of the rogues and they got decent gear, cheaters will head to Lighthouse, and there's been multiple evidence of them on Lighthouse. So just avoid those free maps and you should be okay. I mean, the only other map that slightly has some level of cheaters is Reserve, and lately Streets of Tarkov, because it's the new map. And every time there's a new map in the game, the new map gets a loot bump up and gets like a fuck ton of good loot on it because it's the new map, which eventually slowly goes down because, you know, people are using it, but they're just bumping up the loot just to get you on there. Now it leads me into my next thing, factory. Only go to factory if you have a task. If you don't have a task, you have no business going to factory. Trust me when I say that. Factory is an absolute nightmare. You always end up getting killed by someone on the other side of the map using some sort of dodginess to kill you. It's so annoying. And also, the factory scav boss, he does not care if you are a scav bro. He's gonna kill you. This guy's a psycho. And he just does not die. I tell you, I don't know how many times I've shot this guy in the side where he's got no armor and he's still standing. It's so irritating. So avoid factory. You got no business going there, bro. It's not for you. Don't stress yourself out. You got better things to think about in life than the stress that you're gonna get from going to the factory. So just stay away from factory. Next one, guns are not like Call of Duty and Fortnite. Oh no, they ain't. On Call of Duty and Fortnite, you just pick up a gun and it's good to go and you can get some good recoil and everything like that. On Tarkov, if you just pick up a gun, it's only useful to you if you never had a gun before. If you were just bowling around with your melee weapon and you had no weapon, then that weapon you just found is useful. But if you got another weapon, you know, it's not going to be that useful to you unless you're planning on to sell it on or, you know, take it into presets at the end of the raid. So bear that in mind. Guns are not going to be great, you know, like they are in Warzone and Fortnite when you first pick them up. They need work done to them. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Now thing, just as you got body armor, does not mean you can't get one tap. Trust me. Like I've said before about the shotgun, AP bullets, there are ammo in this game gun like AP20, like M80. You can get one taps no matter what armor you're wearing if they shoot you in the right place. If they're using a sniper and they spot you, you get a one tap in the head. No matter how much your helmet costs, how great it is, how much your face shield is awesome, you can get one tapped in this game. So you have to bear that in mind. That's why you always got to keep an eye on your surroundings and always know where everyone is in the game. Keep looking around. Don't just blindlessly run because people will hear you running. So keep an eye on your surroundings. Okay, I kind of tapped on this in a little bit earlier, but I'm going to go more detail on it. What is a secure container? This is a secure container right here. You see this? You go into a raid, see that lock symbol? It's essential. So if I was to go into a raid right now with all this gear, yeah, but I've got these two in my secure container. If I die, this backpack, that chest rig, that armor, helmet, headset, both guns, all gone when I get back to my raid. But everything in my secure container will still be there. It's a secure container because it means people can't loot it. So when you kill someone, you can't loot what's in their secure container. It's unattainable. And up here, you see where it says special slots. Anything that's up here can also not be looted. Your melee weapon can't be looted. Your armband can't be looted, but everything else can be. So that's why secure containers are so important and why everyone clamors for this Kappa secure container, because it's bigger than this one. So secure containers is where you put your most valuable items. Okay, money, you know, keys, key cards. You put them in your secure container so no one can get their hands on them. Next, what is the hideout? Now the hideout here is this. All these things you have to slowly construct. Okay, you're not just gonna come into your hideout and they're all good to go. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. You know, so you've got to construct all of these one by one, and to construct them you need certain items. I'll give you a rough example here. So we'll go on the Bitcoin farm. If I was to construct level 2 of Bitcoin, I'm gonna need all these items, and then I can click upgrade and it will take me about 12 hours for it to upgrade. And that's how you do it. And you got to get all these things one by one. Scav case, basically you give a certain amount of money and a scav will go out and search for items for you. You can't pick and choose what he's going to bring back. He'll bring back random stuff. Sometimes he'll bring back something amazing and sometimes he'll bring something absolute garbage, but you never know. And then you see here, lavatory, you can craft a case. Look, you see all the awesome stuff you can craft. I mean, they're worth a lot of money. I mean, that will take you, get you like 150,000 rubles on flea market. You know, that 150 to 300, that the same. So yeah, you can craft almost everything on here. If you want to craft ammo, I think ammo's on this one. So look here, we got M80, I think this is. No, it's SMB. Yeah, it's bolt action rifle. Then you got the AP bullets, like I was telling you before. It's the only place you can get them. You can craft guns here, grenades, phones. So hideout is really essential for you. And here, the intelligence center is where you can craft key cards. So you go to level 3, get all that, you get that, bosh, and you can craft it up to level 3. It also means that if your intelligence level center is level 2 or 3, your reward money from task goes up. So the hideout is more essential than many people realize. Next one, should you play as a scav? Hell yes. See, there's two different ways of playing this game. If you want to get rich, you need to play as a scav. But if you want to level up quicker, then always play as a PMC. So say you go and play as a PMC, you kill one person, but then you die. You go back to your character thing here. Your health is going to be all fucked up. Now you got a choice when you come in. You can pay for therapists to heal you straight away and you'll get no XP. Or you can heal yourself. Like here, it says heal all. You click on that and heal yourself and you'll get about 300 to 500 XP. And that's what a lot of people do. They don't get therapists, don't pay therapists, don't pay that bitch a dime, okay? Do it yourself and get the XP. But yeah, it really is down to what your goal is right now. If you've leveled up to the level that you're satisfied with and you want to just make money now, then I would definitely say start playing as a scav every chance you get. But if you're trying to level your player up, then stick to a PMC. All right, containers. Now, as you can see, as time passes playing this game, you're going to have a lot of loot in this game. So you need to compartmentalize your stash. And the best way to do that is containers. So like you got this container here. This is the kind of stuff you can put in the junk box. The Scav Lucky junk box is called. So basically, it's a lot of quest items, really. You can put all that in there. And as you can see, if that was in my stash, I'd have no room. But as you can see, all the slots. So this is like what, 4x4. Inspect it. It's got 196 slots in here compared to how much space it takes up. Same with the medicine one and same with the grenade one. I've showed you the ammo one before. There are more. There's ones for magazines and there's one called the items case, which literally anything can go in the items case. That's why that one is so expensive. I'll show you the items case here. This is the items case. Also, this one is 4x4, but when you open it, look at the size you got inside, and anything could go in there. I don't think other cases can go in there, but anything else can go in there. Now, when you finish a raid, some quests will demand that you survive and extract that raid. Now, to get that survive and extracted that raid, for it to say that and not say run through, you have to earn 300 XP. So to do that, you can either wait in the raid for 7 minutes and then leave. You have to have been in the raid for 7 minutes, then leave, or earn 300 XP in the raid. So to do that, you would need to kill someone and then loot a few things, and that should be 300. But the easiest way is to be in a raid at least 7 minutes, and then it will say survive and extract. Otherwise, it's just going to say run through. Who's going to attack you if you play as a scav? Now, if you play as a scav, AI scavs will not attack you. They're your buddy. PMCs are going to attack you, obviously, and player scavs will attack you even though they shouldn't. Scav karma was put in place so players would not attack other scavs, but they still do it anyway. So be mindful, look out for the body language of a player scav and be like, if you think he's a player scav, just don't trust him, don't go near him, don't kill him, because if you kill him, you'll get bad scav karma. Just stay away from him. Scav bosses will attack you if players have attacked them. Once a scav boss gets attacked for the very first time, he now kills everybody. He'll kill everyone he sees. That's how these scav bosses work. They're psychos, especially Killer and Tagilla. They will just kill anyone they see once someone starts shooting at them. Okay, what do the levels mean? So as you can see here, you're on skills. That's by level 34, going to level 35. Why are they so essential? Well, the higher level you are, the more tasks you get, and then you take there's traders here. You see 3, that one's got a crown, that means it's level 4, and the traders have got different levels. Now, as you can see here, actually no, let me take this to the Jaegers better. So level 1, when you've just got a level 1 Jaeger, so to get level 1 Jaeger, it depends on what level you are. And the higher level you get, you unlock different levels of those traders, and they've got different items on each level. Now, as you can see, once you get to a certain level, the higher the level is, the more good stuff that becomes available to you. So it's essential, you get up in the levels. Okay, next one. What is the flea market? Now, the flea market is a place where everybody can sell anything. Well, most things. So say you want a gun. Say I want, MP5. I go to SMGs. I look down, try and find the MP5. Where is it? MP5. There we go. And it will be a list of all players that are selling the MP5 and how much they want for it. And that's basically it. You're just trading. It's an online trading system. Players selling items on here to other players. You have to pay a fee to the game, be able to put something up for sale, and that's what you basically do. Sometimes items will be sold on the flea market for exponentially more money than they are if you were to sell them to a trader. So sometimes it's always best to check how much it's going for on the flea market and see if you can make more money, or if you can make more money than the trader. The flea market at the moment is only usable once you get to level 15. Before level 15, you can't use it. So once you get to level 15, you can now use the flea market, sell all the loot that you've accumulated that's not for tasks, and make a lot of money on there. What's the quickest way to level up? Quickest way to level up is just playing PC non-stop. Play your PMC all the time, do your quests, and just kill people, really. That's why you'll see people level up so fast, because they kill so many people in a game. They just kill. That's how you level up fast. You get a lot of XP for killing people. This one's a big one, because I know a lot of players are still struggling with this. Gear fear. Now, I know you're probably thinking, what the hell is gear fear? Now, when you're new at this game, or you're not new at this game, you can still have this problem. It's the fear of going into a raid and losing your gear. So say you've built this amazing gun. You think this gun is so cool. You played it in offline mode, killed a load of scavs, and you'd love to play it in a real game. The fear is, this gun cost me 100,000 rubles to build, but I'm scared if I go into a raid, I'm going to die and then I'll lose it. That's gear fear. The fear of losing your stuff in a raid. End of the day, you're going to come across the rubles to make that gun again. You're going to come across the rubles to buy that armor vest again. So let go of it. You're going to lose the stuff anyway. So just go for it, bro. Don't take an obscene amount of stuff into a raid, but you got to let go of this gear fear. If you're not using it because you think you're going to lose it, just use it, because you'll lose it anyway. You're going to use it at some point, and you may come across a situation where you took that gun into a raid, and if you took another gun, you would have died, but this gun saved your life. So you don't know. It's all about really betting on yourself. Are you confident enough in yourself that you're coming home with that gear? Because if you are, then use it. If you don't think you'll ever be able to use it in a raid because you think you'll lose it, then sell the gun, or just use it in offline mode. Should you do quests at daytime or nighttime? It depends on the map. If it's customs, 100% nighttime, because you can navigate that map in the dark once you know the map. If you don't know any of the maps, it's always daytime. Never do a raid, never go into a map at nighttime if you don't know that map, because you'll lose, you get lost, and you'll never be able to find your way out. But like, say for example, factory. If you've put a flashlight on your gun and you go into factory, you can go at nighttime, you'll be all right. But never go into factory unarmed, because you'll die. Trust me. All right, what does found in raid mean? Found in raid basically means that the item, you need to have picked it up in a raid and survived that raid. And that's what this little tick here is for. You see, if the item has the tick, that means it's counting as found in raid. And if it's for a task, you can hand it in. But as you can see here, you see this item here, see the two? One has the tick and one doesn't. See, I found this item in a raid and survived. I found this item in a raid, but I died, and it was in my secure container. So that's what it means. You need to survive the raid. But here's the good thing about that. Items that you find as your player scav and leave the raid with, they count as found in raid, and you can use them for tasks. So if you're looking for stuff, say you're going into a raid and the quest requires you to hand over, I don't know, 5 cans of peas. These are peas, by the way. Play as your scav. Once, if you get out of your scav with the 5 can of peas, you can hand them in. It counts. So that's what found in raid means. And my last bit of information that I'm going to give you today is to do with scav raid. So now when you finish playing as a scav, to get the stuff for yourself, it's going to come up with a screen that's got one side, it's going to have the scav stash, and it's going to have your stash right here. You have to drag all the scav stuff into your stash for it to be with you, and then press next. Once the scav has nothing on him, you press next. If you don't drag all that stuff into your stash, you won't get that stuff and you'll lose it. There is no going back to the scav raid screen. It's gone once you press next. So make sure you get everything. And that's it, guys. That is my ultimate guide to escape from Tarkov for beginners. If you think I've missed anything that you think new players should know, please let me know down in the comments, and it will be helpful to me and the people watching. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Escape from Tarkov.